Hello and welcome to the MPAC Zoomcast. I'm Ed Kirchdoerffer, Chief Operating Officer here at MPAC. Today's Zoomcast as well. It's a podcast today. It's an audio-only interview that I did with Jeremy Camp, who's coming here on Sunday, April 7th. We hope you enjoy it.
Back on the cast, we are joined by five-time Dove Award winner Jeremy Camp. Jeremy has a new release coming out, a new single, and a new tour that's going to make a stop at Mayo Performing Arts Center on Sunday, April 7th. We're joined by Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing actually amazing. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
We're doing well in New Jersey. We're doing well. We're all excited to have you in our venue in a few weeks. Tell us a little about the tour that's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done a U.S. tour that was my own tour for a year and a half. And so I think there's an excitement for me to get out there and play, all the songs that I've from 22 years ago to, there's a couple of songs we're playing from the new album that comes out in May. For me, playing live is the thing that I love the most because I get to connect with people. You know what I mean? And I love connecting with people. I love seeing God move in sweet ways with people every night and hearing stories about what he did. And so I think for me, it's just, I'm ready. Let's put it that way. I'm ready to go on tour again.
Is this your first major solo tour since COVID?
No, we did a couple, but it was literally like the last one we did was a year and a half ago. I would say this is probably the first major tour we've done when everything really kind of settled, you know what I mean? So it makes it exciting for me. And I think too, like I'm doing these theaters, we want to do more of these kind of intimate, really cool venues on this tour. I'd never been to the Mayo Performing Arts Center, so that's exciting as well.
To people who may not have seen you live in concert, tell us a little about what they can expect in a live show.
Yeah, I mean, if you follow me at all, you'll know that, stylistically, it's very, up and down. You have some rock songs, some pop songs. We have times of worship. I have times where I sit down with my acoustic and just share stories, and I'll sit at the piano and just kind of, have an intimate moment. And I love those nights because I feel like I'm able to really display the heart of why I write the songs. And so you're going to hear stories behind. You're going to we bring in the whole production as well. So it's we do it right, work hard at that, but ultimately really want to connect and have people to see the heart behind why I do what I do.
You've had a lot of chart-topping singles and hits over the last 20 or so years. How has your music evolved over that time?
I think I've always tried to push myself creatively. Because I don't want to get stagnant. And I think that I've allowed myself to work with different people that can bring out different things. So I've pushed, in a sense, the box as much as I can creatively. And I think lyrically, I've grown a lot, in my relationship with the Lord and my family's growing up, and you have stories of things that you've learned from your kids and, mistakes that you've made and things that you write from. So I think that, it's evolved in a sense where I've continued to push myself vocally and creatively and even just lyrically, making sure that I'm not settling. I don't settle when I write. I kind of try to keep going to see, how much further can I go in this, or how much deeper can I go in this? And I think that's why hopefully it keeps evolving and getting better.
Which leads into your new release called Deeper Waters. You want to talk a little about this? Is coming out in May, I believe, right?
Yeah. This kind of is, I feel like a conglomeration of looking back over 30 years like 22 years of doing this, but 30,000 foot view, I feel like is what it is of what I've gone through, like including like different challenges and, and all the joys and all the pains and different things. And I feel like I've really written an album that has led me to such a deeper connection with Jesus. And all those things that I've been through and all those hardships I've been through have got me deeper with him. And that's my full desire. And I think that's where I think this song and this album is really pointing to, is just, I want to go deeper with him. I want to continue to know God more and know his heart and tell people more about him and, the deeper parts of who he is. And so it's really exciting. I feel like it's a fresh new perspective on different things that I've done in the past.
And the new single is These Days. I listened to yesterday. It's a very inspirational song and really resonates with a lot of things that are going on in the world today.
Yeah. I think that's where I wrote the song out of, just this understanding. The chorus kind of almost says it all. It says, I believe that you and I are in the right place at the right time. God called us by name and he doesn't make mistakes. And it goes, I believe that we were born to shine bright in a dark world that needed some light. Don't have to be afraid. Maybe we were made for these days. And I think that's just really just, it speaks for itself. It's like, you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. When you're feeling like, why am I here? Or am I, what's the purpose for me being here? It's like God saying, I see you. I've called you by name.
Mhm.
You're here for such a time as this.
It's a powerful and inspirational stuff.
Thank you, brother.
How have you seen the music industry change over the last 20 or so years? Has that affected what you had to do as an artist?
Well, a lot of things really, because it used to be where it was only CDs, there was no digital tracks,
Mhm.
and then it went to streaming, so then it's a whole different thing. And um, I think a lot of what's changed is the discovery of different artists, which I do love that, because more artists are able to get out there and not have to have labels to get their music out there. But also, as in a sense, diluted a little bit of, like there's so much out there, there's so much to choose from. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you can either be discovered or be looked over, either or sometimes. I think that, and I think the day and age of social media, it never was a thing. And so
Mhm.
now everyone relies so much on social media that if you're not doing social media, then sometimes that you'll, in a sense, get overlooked as well, because somebody else that's really pushing it will
Mhm.
kind of jump through the system. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
so sometimes the discovery of just the artistry of like a song and the heart behind the song could be overlooked because maybe you're not pushing social media as much. So it's a different way to that people are using platforms, and so it is definitely a lot different. It's a little more, it's difficult, and it's you got to be a little more which I love, being more engaged, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
with the fans and everybody. But it's also like, if you don't, then it's it's just
Yeah.
difficult at that point.
Absolutely. Well, so after the tour and the release, what's next for Jeremy Camp? Vacation?
Yes, it is. We're actually going to go to England. My daughter's going there for 4 months, and so we're going to go hang out for a couple of weeks there and visit her. So yeah, we're definitely going on vacation.
We've been talking with Jeremy Camp. He is coming to Mayo Performing Arts Center on Sunday, April 7th with the theater tour. Tickets are available at mayoarts.org. Jeremy, if people want to find out more information about your music and you, where can they go?
Go to jeremycamp.com or Instagram at jeremycampofficial.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a few minutes this afternoon. We look forward to seeing you in a few weeks in Morristown.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.